Yes, people, what is going on? It's coming home. We know this. We're back. We're doing another, a proper YouTube video. This sounds a bit weird that I'm doing it because I felt like I've spent the last 3 weeks just reviewing games of football going, it was good, but it was a bit slow. I'm actually doing a YouTube video. We did it for the last round and it went quite well, actually. We're doing predictions for, obviously, the last round was round of 16. Now we're in the quarterfinals. We're kind of going to review a few of the predictions I had as well. I mean, let's just not waste any time. Let's get straight on into it. There is a lot to talk about. Belgium and Portugal. It finished 1-0. I predicted a 2-1. Pretty self-explanatory. Got it in the right way. A bit of a dull affair, to be honest with you, but people could say, oh, Portugal deserved to go through, but they didn't score. Belgium get the clean sheet, so fair enough to them. Yeah, it wasn't wonderful. I predicted an Italian win. I think I actually predicted it quite comfortably, and I was wrong. That was a 0-0 when the Italians won 2-1 after extra time. They did deserve it. A little bit harsh on Austria. Of course, they did take the lead and have it disallowed for VAR, which was a little bit unfair, but I mean, it was right, unfortunately. Then comes the shock. I predicted the French were going to beat the Swiss 4-0. How wrong was I? I'm very happy I was wrong. I was very happy I was wrong. I said before the start of the tournament, I don't think the French are going to win it, only for the reason because there was all these reports about unrest in the French camp, and I was like, oh, okay, that's something to bear in mind and keep an eye on. I just didn't know how bad it was. I mean, you hear reports now about Pogba and Rabiot and a few other people all moaning at each other, agents getting involved, a whole big scandal that was. The French bottled it. They really did bottle it. And it come down to Mbappe, and of course, everyone's going to laugh at Mbappe. He didn't score at this tournament. He didn't really do anything. He had the highest XG without scoring a goal. It's a little bit of a madness. He's a young player. He's 22 years of age. He's going to be a brilliant one for the future. I think he's going to be one of the best in the world. But I think people just need to massively slow down the hype train of Mbappe because he's brilliant, but he can't do it by himself. And he's going to learn that. And that's what I look forward to seeing. So I don't want to banter him too harshly. But who I will banter is Rabiot, Pogba. The bigger names that didn't show up. I think Griezmann scored 1 goal at the tournament. He's another one. Benzema obviously did all right, but went off injured. You can see the argument. I just don't think the French are that good. And I think when they won the World Cup, they were able to score goals, but defensively they weren't really tested. Obviously, it goes in their favour. They conceded 2 in the final, I mean, we all remember, and 3 against Argentina, who have a couple of players between them of real quality. They get done with quality, either way, it gets done. But the Swiss go through on penalties, and fair bloody play to them. I cannot fault them. Superb penalties, great energy, great ethic. That finished 3-3, we all know. Croatia and Spain earlier on in the day finished 3-3. That finished on 5-3 in aggregate to the Spanish. I did have the Spanish going through. I can't remember what I predicted. It might have been a 2-1 or even a 1-0 win. But either way, the Spanish did deserve to go through. Good fight, though, from Croatia. That's what you knew you were going to get. You then got Sweden and Ukraine. That was in Glasgow. Very dull affair. A lot of injuries, a lot of substitutions. There was a red card. Finished 2-1 to Ukraine. I had the Swedes winning that one. So England, who got through against Germany 2-0. I can't remember if I predicted us winning it or them. I want to say it was us because I was being biased. I think I put it to 1-0. Obviously, we win 2-0. Absolutely brilliant from England. I'm going to do another video tomorrow about a little preview towards the now Ukraine game. Ukraine held on and obviously got a last-minute winner in extra time. The Dutch dumped out by the Czech Republic. I got that one wrong. I don't know how wrong I got it, but I got it wrong. Yeah, fair play to the Czech Republic for stepping up. And I have to say, these two teams here, not them, they were awful. These two, I don't think anyone did. If you'd have said to me before the tournament that Switzerland and the Czech Republic were going to be teams that make the last eight. Incredible. I was going to say make the final then. That was very weird. Yeah, I would not have had them to make the last 8 for certain. Maybe one made a fluke, but both of them no way near. And then, of course, the Welsh. That was the first, I think it was the first game against the Danes. 4-0, I'd predicted Denmark to go through. It was an absolute annihilation. Made worse at the end, but the Danes completely deserved to go through. So, bad predictions from me. I got Spain right. I got, obviously, England right. Netherlands I got wrong. Denmark, I think, did I get 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Got 5. Let's get straight on into this week's predictions, this round of games. It's only 2 days as well, which is another thing to bear in mind. 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock kickoffs tomorrow, and then on Saturday, which I'm really looking forward to. First one up, Belgium against Italy. I don't know if this first up in how the games go on the day, but this first up I've got on my list. Belgium versus Italy. I think it's going to be an Italy win. If I'm going to give a prediction, I think it's going to be a very dull affair again, and I think that it's going to be a defensive masterclass from the Italians. I think they're going to come forward. I think they're going to dominate the ball, and I think there's going to be one little moment of magic from someone like Immobile just kind of pops up. And from a Chelsea fan, I know the way to beat Courtois is to go on the floor, and I think that they can. They'll try and weather the storm, Belgium, and then I think all of a sudden it will take someone like Immobile or Insigne to just manage to get a toe on something and just sweep it past the goalkeeper. So I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Italy. Belgium not really offering anything in the game. Of course, they are missing a few people, De Bruyne and Hazard and stuff as well. That one's going to be an interesting game, though. It could go drastically wrong in terms of predictions. It could be a great game of football. We've then got Switzerland against Spain. I think the Spanish are going to do it. I mean, they did win 5-0 in their last game of the group. A little bit in favour for them. They were at home. But the Swiss are good, but they've got massive problems as well. They have conceded a lot of goals. And the Spanish, they are scoring goals. They are seeming to get in some sort of a flow. Morata seems to get going a little bit. Even Ferran Torres, when he came off the bench, he was brilliant. I think he scored with his first touch, actually, for Spain. So I do just think the Spanish are going to have a little bit too much quality over the Swiss, although the Swiss making the last 8 is a massive, massive achievement regardless. Then you come on to Ukraine against England. I'm not going to waste too much time on it. Of course, you know, I'm an England fan. We know this. I'm going to go for an England win. I'm going to go for it being 2-0 again. I think Ukraine, I think there's going to be 2 ways this game's going to go. It's either going to be, again, England go really, really edgy and just try and like pass the ball around and eventually work a chance and score. It'd be really tentative, maybe win 1-0, 2-0. Or I think England are going to go and absolutely try and blitz Ukraine out of the water. And I don't think that's the way I would go about it. Ukraine are tired after playing 120 minutes. They had a lot of injuries. I just think that their time is going to come in this tournament. And I kind of want England to go all out of it, but I think, again, if we're trying to win this tournament, just get the game done. And I think if we play our game, which is very, very boring, but taking the chance that we do get, even if it is only a few of them, I think that's the way to go. And I think that England are going to have success that way. So I'm going to say it's going to be a 2-0, bit of a dull affair. Too much to lose, basically, for both sides. I don't think the Ukraine are going to do anything. But again, they've never been to this stage before. Massive achievement to them. Fair play. You have to give credit where it's due. The Netherlands. Sorry, not the Netherlands, the Czech Republic against Denmark. I actually have Denmark in my sweepstakes, so I kind of want them to go through. However, I want the Czech Republic because England have already beaten them. And I think that we can do exactly what we did before again. I didn't like the way that Czech Republic went about that game. And I think, of course, in knockout football, it would change them. But I still think that England have got too much quality to not beat someone like the Czech Republic. Where Denmark, they've got internationals, Champions League experience within their internationals. I think it's going to be, a tight game, that one. I think it's going to be. I think both teams they got some sort of strength in defending, but both teams are both known for scoring goals at this tournament. Obviously, Patrick Schick, second top goal scorer at the tournament. I think joint now with Forsberg, who obviously won't win the Golden Boot because he's out. Second top goal scorer in the tournament, Patrick Schick, could have something to say. Then you're looking at Denmark. I mean, they scored 4 in the last game, 4 in the one before. I just see them not going all-out attack. That would be the completely wrong thing to do, but I think they're just going to nudge it in this game. I'm going to say it's going to be a 3-2, that one. I think, again, both teams can defend, but I just think that they're going to have that little bit more kind of zip in them, I would say, Denmark. And they're going to be right up for it, of course, because they never thought they were going to get to this point after the first game. Let's go for just a little recap. I'm going to go 1-0 to the Italians against Belgium. I'm going to go for Spain to beat Switzerland. I don't know if I said a score. Let's say 2-0. I'm going to go for England to beat Ukraine 2-0. And then I'm going to go for a 3-2 Denmark win over the Czech Republic. I think it's a good round of games, and I think it's something that we can all very much enjoy. I think I'm setting it up to be an England-Denmark semi-final, which I think would be a massively entertaining game of football, that one. And I think that an Italian versus Spanish final, of course, the name that goes with it, We've had some great games between those two in previously, but I think the Italians losing 4-0 in that final in 2012 is going to give them a real edge and a real kind of desire to go and beat the Spanish. And I just think the Spanish won't have enough. So we could be looking at an England-Italy final, which would be the stuff of dreams for us. But either way, I mean, this draw has opened up a hell of a lot. And well, I mean, we're going to have a shock either way. We're going to have a team that no one would ever have predicted would have been in the quarterfinals. In the semi-finals. Because you've got the Czech Republic playing Denmark at the very least. So, yeah, I think that's my predictions. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and if you're new around here, please do make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you later. There's a lot of football still to be played.